Hey guys, I understand that right now you might feel about as motivated to start your research paper as I was to put makeup on for this video. So I get it. Let's see if I can help. So there's just a few things I want to share with you today to help you get started with the research paper. The best place to begin is usually with the prompt. I've got my copy pulled up here. You'll find some background on the topic of our research paper, as well as the key question highlighted right here under assignment. So let's take a closer look at that question for just a moment. The research paper is asking you to respond to the following question. How do classes like the MOS program affect students who participate in them? So we're looking at arguments about impact here. What happens to people when they take these classes? What kind of results do we see? This is essentially an argumentative research paper prompt because you're being asked to weigh in on a debate. For that reason, your thesis statement is really going to take the form of something like a personal assertion that you can back up with research sources. While we're on that note, let's talk source requirements. At this time, I'm asking you guys to include 3 sources as part of your research paper, at least one of which is an original academic source that you found through the databases. If you want more information on accessing library databases to do research, check out my last video. So that's some key info from the prompt, but it really helps from here to kind of brainstorm and start thinking about what you believe personally about the program's impact. I want to share with you guys the results of a brainstorming session that we had during one of our last class discussions on Zoom. We were putting together different examples of what we saw as the impact of the MOS program. Just to name a few, for example, increased student engagement and motivation, academic success, and many more. You can pause and take some time to check this out if you like, but this is a really good place to start with your pre-writing or your brainstorming, is to start organizing different effects that you believe sort of sprout out of students' participation in this program. Ideally, for your research paper, I would select 2 to 3 of these effects to really focus on and give examples in the body. It's always a good idea to keep notes as you're going on particular quotes or page numbers that you think show off some of these points. It's also really smart to start collecting some of the main points from the opponents of the program as well. You can see here we were organizing some of those criticisms on the column on the left. It's a good idea to explore the viewpoints of both sides in this debate. Strong research papers often include a counter-argument, which means that you are bringing up what you see as the most central or pressing complaints of your opponents and addressing them in advance. Once you've thought a little bit about the impacts and effects that you want to argue for in the paper, as well as some of the criticisms that you're going to respond to, it's a good time to start formatting your thesis statement. If you look at the black box on the bottom, I've got a very basic template here for a thesis statement that includes a counter-argument. Something like, while I argue that opponents claim. This is a really common structure for previewing your own argument and also letting the reader know that you're going to be engaging with the other side in advance. So I encourage you to make your own pre-writing form for this paper, but this is a really good place to start exploring. All right, guys, inertia is the enemy. I want you to know that I believe you can do this. So just get started.